New on KSEE 24 News at 11, mercy or mistake? Those for and against an assisted suicide bill take sides. And Britney Spears breaks the silence, the latest on her pregnancy. KSEE 24 News at 11. Now.
The people you count on. This is KSEE 24 News at 11.
Sure. And he was found out in the pasture behind a lump of dirt.
No charges tonight for the owners of 3 dogs accused of killing a 6-year-old boy. Good evening. I'm John Brent.
And I'm Stephanie Baruggi, and Rich Rodriguez is off tonight. Topping our news this evening, it was a story that shocked the valley. 6-year-old Tyler Babcock was found lying in a field behind his grandparents' home east of Clovis, the victim of a brutal dog attack earlier this year. Tonight, the Fresno County District Attorney announced the owners of the dogs will not face any criminal charges. Alex Delgado spoke with the family of the dog's owner, and she joins us now from the newsroom with the latest. Alex.
That's right, family. We also, Stephanie, we also talked with the family of Tyler Babcock, who continue to grieve tonight. It was more than 3 months ago that Tyler Babcock was attacked. And tonight we talked to the family's attorney, who says they are conducting their own investigation into the matter after learning the dog's owners will not face criminal charges.
Energetic, lovable, the warmest child anybody could have. He was there to console you when you needed consoling, and always would tell me so much how much he thought I was beautiful and that he loved me.
Only a few days after her son died, Crystal Babcock remembered her only child's sweet smile and warm personality. A little over 3 months ago, she attended his funeral after she says the 6-year-old died after being mauled by 3 pit bulls. Tyler Babcock was playing outside his grandparents' house in Clovis. The dogs belonged to the neighbors. Now, more grief. The district attorney's office announced no criminal charges will be filed against the owners of the dogs involved in the tragic death of Tyler. The DA's office concluded there is insufficient evidence to prove criminal conduct on the part of those responsible for the animals. The Babcock's lawyer says the family is grief-stricken and concerned that this tragedy never happens to another person and wants the public protected from vicious dogs.
I feel sorry for the man that lost his child.
A family member of those who own the pit bulls didn't give us his name, but says he feels bad about what happened and says the dogs are no longer on the premises.
All I know is that my dad was the first person on the scene, and he didn't want to be that guy.
Ken Hanner, a neighbor, was there that fateful day.
My wife sat there and covered him up with everybody's jackets so that it was all around her, and held him and comforted him until the helicopter got here.
He says he isn't happy about the fact no charges will be filed against the dog's owners. Ron Ruda, the Babcock family lawyer, handled the Diane Whipple case. She was the woman mauled to death by her neighbor's dogs in San Francisco, and that case resulted in a conviction for the dog's owners. In the newsroom, Alex Delgado, KSEE 24 News.
And meantime, the dogs in the Tyler Babcock case have not been destroyed, although one of them has already died while at the SPCA. It's now up to the county health department as for what will be done with them. John?
Stephanie, a bill that would allow terminally ill Californians the right to choose doctor-assisted suicide cleared another hurdle today. That bill passed the Judiciary Committee, causing the debate to reach a feverish pitch.
To assert this as a step toward sanctions for all kinds of The
debate over doctor-assisted suicide raged in the Assembly Judiciary Committee room today. Wilhelmina Laurie claims her mother's assisted death was loving and peaceful.
My mother's last words to her family were, "May my way of dying be an example to many." And she died lovingly and peacefully.
Laurie's mother ended her life in the Netherlands with a doctor's help. She believes Californians ought to have that right. The Compassionate Choice Act, or AB 654, would allow Californians with 6 months left to live the right to be prescribed life-ending drugs. Attorney Gil Fleming says, morals aside, we don't need this bill.
You have the right in California to refuse heroic measures to remain on a respirator or whatever.
Referring to California's advanced medical directive that allows the specification of end-of-life wishes, which is already a legal right, Fleming believes what's really scary is that this bill would allow one to legally commit suicide with a doctor's blessing.
They do not have to contact the family nor do they need a face-to-face meeting with the physician.
But in Lori's mother's case, her relationship with her doctor allowed her to make this one last decision.
In the situation of my mother, the doctor had known her as a professional and a physician for 40 years, and he'd always allowed her to make her own decisions.
Opponents believe the Hippocratic Oath commits doctors to healing, not carrying out death.
It used to be that physicians killed and healed. They carried out death sentences and they brought life. He separated those. He said, no, to have a trust between your physician and yourself, the physician needs to be about life alone. Now somehow we're going back to the dark ages even before that.
But as of today, AB 654 is one step closer to becoming law. Late this afternoon, Democratic Assemblywoman Nicole Parham-Hanford issued a statement opposing AB 654, saying, quote, doctor-assisted suicide is immoral and wrong. Stephanie?
New at 11 tonight, a global medical alert after a deadly flu strain is accidentally released to labs across the world. The flu is the same strain that killed 4 million people in 1957. Tonight, scientists are scrambling to destroy vials of the flu after samples were accidentally sent to nearly 5,000 labs. Many of those labs right here in the United States. The World Health Organization's flu chief says if someone is infected, there is a high risk of severe illness. The strain has not been used in flu vaccines since 1968, so anyone born after that date has no immunity. One of Marcus Wesson's daughters took the stand in his murder trial today. While on the stand, Gypsy Wesson cried as she described the deaths of 9 family members. The 21-year-old moved out of the home about 8 months before the March 12th murders. While on the stand, she said her father never molested her. When prosecutors pointed out her testimony contradicted what she told police earlier, Gypsy said she exaggerated some of her earlier statements. She also said her father told her family they were to die before letting authorities break the family up, but she says the family never discussed a specific plan. For further details on the mass murder trial, log on to KSEE24.com and click on the Marcus Wesson Daily Report. And a big shift today for the prosecution in the Michael Jackson child molestation trial. Lawyers today began presenting evidence they hope will prove Jackson falsely imprisoned the accuser and his family at Neverland Ranch. The accuser's stepdad said he received a distressed call from the boy's mother, worried they would not be released. But the stepfather admitted that he asked Jackson's associates for money and that he never asked authorities for help.
Dozens of local parents marched in Sacramento today in the pursuit of justice and to seek help in finding their children's killers. The group's Mothers Desperate for Justice took the trip to draw attention to the plight of crime victims and their families. Many are the parents of young victims killed in violent crimes, and many of those cases remain unsolved.
And it's got to stop. And if we made a difference today in our march at the Capitol, I am very happy that we did it.
Says the legislature should do more to stop crime and concern themselves more with victims' rights and less with rights of the accused.
Health experts say they're gearing up for more West Nile virus this summer.
We've had very ample, abundant rainfall, and so there's water in backyard sources and natural sources. The temperature is increasing. Therefore, Liz, it's really important that people check the containers in their backyards, empty out any water that's standing.
2 more dead birds were found in Reedley today, a sight that is expected to become more common as summer grows closer. Across the valley, health organizations are now gearing up, offering to spray standing water free of charge and spread the word about how to stay safe.
If you found a dead bird, you're encouraged to call the West Nile Dead Bird Hotline, toll free at 1-877-968-2473. And for more information on West Nile, you can go to the log on to the website rather at www.westnile.ca.gov.
It's going to cool down just a little bit for us tomorrow.
We're actually getting spring this year. Have you noticed that? Didn't go from winter to summer, you know? Jason Laney's in the Weather Lab with the latest. Jason?
All right, indeed. Today's been really nice. Yesterday we topped out at 73. Today a level 70 degrees out there. But if you haven't been outside lately, you're missing out on a nice cool breeze that's blowing in. This This cool breeze accompanying a cold front through the area tonight, and our temperatures are certainly going to reflect the passage of that front as time goes by. Right now we're cleared 56 degrees with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Look for a steady increase of mid and high level clouds towards daybreak as our temperature falls off to about 43, and skies becoming partly cloudy throughout the day tomorrow, and temperatures staying a little cooler, only about 65 for an afternoon high. Here's a look at a live pinpoint Doppler 2400. Of course, this is our live data feed coming in from multiple radar sources out there, and already the radar starting to zoom into a couple of clouds there to the south of Coalinga over the there, but no rain being found on our radar scope, and that goes for just about all areas of the state, although some showers have been trying to push into far northern California throughout the evening. This is kind of what it looked like as we show you our satellite photographs. See the green up there in northern California? That's a little bit of rain, but of course we're just watching the winds pick up around here. Going to be a breezy day tomorrow, but it looks like we're in for a fantastic weekend to follow. I'll tell you all about that coming up in just a bit.
Okay, we have breaking news tonight in northwest Fresno. Fire crews are on the scene of a huge house fire. Fire is at the large house near Faulkner and Sierra in County Island. Now, we do have a news crew on the scene, and we'll have an update on the story as information becomes available. The Bush administration is implying U.S. troops might come home sooner than once thought.
We don't really have an exit strategy. We have a victory strategy.
Both Defense Secretary Rumsfeld in Iraq and President Bush at Fort Hood in Texas today expressed optimism about the war today. The Iraqi government reported a top insurgent captured and attacks on American troops are dropping. 36 U.S. dead in March. That is the least amount in a year. But Iraq remains violent. Another member of the new government was attacked. Today, the U.S. contractor kidnapped.
A Kings County woman is back home tonight after saying farewell to Pope John Paul II. Veronica Coelho of Layton says she feels grateful she was able to make the trip to Rome with her son. Coelho says she felt somehow drawn to attend the funeral. She arrived Thursday to view the Pope, waited 10 hours in line before making it inside St. Peter's Basilica. The next day, Coelho was able to get within view of the Pope's coffin.
I prayed for the community, I prayed for the surrounding communities, I prayed for the diocese, I prayed for the state of California, I prayed for the United States. I mean, I left no stone unturned.
Coelho says she didn't take any pictures but felt it was important to buy a crucifix and get pray cards for her friends.
Valley veterans, children, and families all stood together today opposing a new business poised to be built in southwest Fresno. A new solid waste transfer station is poised and proposed for land on Brawley Avenue between Franklin and Nielsen, but some say it'll be a smelly eyesore to go along with the numerous dump sites in West Fresno. The site is not far from the proposed Central California Veterans Home and the Running Horse neighborhood.
My 5-year-old is an asthmatic. This is my 3-year-old who has the potential to become an asthmatic, just like so many children here in the Valley. And the idea that they're going to put it so close to a residential area is really offensive to my husband and I as parents.
Residents spoke out today at Fresno City Council meeting. The company that proposes the garbage transfer station says the operation is clean and safe. The County Board of Supervisors will discuss this on April 26th.
One of America's top educators lives right here in Fresno. President Bush has named Steinbeck Elementary's Katrina Williams as a top educator. She received the 2004 Presidential Award for Excellence in Math and Science this week. Among the perks of the award, a free trip to Washington, D.C., a new overhead projector, and $10,000 from the National Science Foundation. Congratulations to Katrina Williams.
And her students, for sure. Still ahead on KSEE 24 News at 11. She sold millions of albums, but now Britney Spears and her Valley native husband are trying something new.
And a Midwest town passes a law that could put cats in danger.
You're watching KSEE 24 News at 11.
Tomorrow morning on KSEE Sunrise, want to know how well your child's school is performing?
The info is just a click away. That story and all the day's news, traffic, and weather. KSEE Sunrise, join us.
Later on an all-new Tonight Show, Pamela Anderson is back.
I thought you retired from acting. Maybe you said I'm retiring.
I never started acting. How could I ever retire?
Plus, from NBC News, Tim Russert and jaywalking couples compete.
I invented the light bulb.
James Watt.
Kings won. Then on Conan, Christian Slater and other shockers tonight.
Waiting for monster deals on Tundra? Well, right now your Toyota dealer's got the goods. Get 0% APR financing or $2,000 cash back on all V8 Tundra regular cabs or access cabs. And 0% or $1,500 back on Tundra double cab. And check out the special deals on Tacoma, 2005 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. But hurry, 0% financing or cash back won't last. So see your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, moving forward.
I'm Scott, and I'm a Comcast customer. They have to go to the store and print photos and then put them in an envelope and mail them, and they'd get crushed or sometimes lost. With Comcast, I can download photos, I can send photos in a breeze, as many as I want, and everybody can see everything that's going on in my life. I keep in touch with my family with Comcast high-speed internet.
Welcome to cable's new reality. Get Comcast high-speed internet for $29.95 a month. Plus, get a free install kit. Call 1-800-COMCAST.
It's coming, packed with information you can use. It's the KSEE 24 News Insider, your exclusive look into local TV, and your chance to win great prize packages provided by Table Mountain Casino and KSEE 24. The KSEE 24 News Insider, coming to your mailbox soon. You count on. This is KSEE 24 News with Stephanie Baruchian, Rich Rodriguez, Anthony Flores Sports, and Chief Meteorologist Jason Laney from the Weather Lab. KSEE 24 News at 11.
A single topping large pizza is now just $10.99 with coupon from the newspaper. The Chico's, all the Italian you need to know.
You count on. This is KSEE 24 News with Stephanie Baruchian, Rich Rodriguez, Anthony Flores Sports, and Chief Meteorologist Jason Laney from the Weather Lab. KSEE 24 News at 11.
It's official. Pop star Britney Spears is pregnant. A 23-year-old pop star posted the news on her website today. Spears married dancer and Valley native Kevin Federline last September. This will be Spears' first time, but Federline's third. Since Spears debuted in the late 1990s, she has sold more than 60 million albums. Well, the recording industry is going after college music pirates.
They're after more than 400 students who allegedly stole music and movies over a new internet site. The Recording Industry Association of America will file suit against the students tomorrow. The move is aimed at cracking down on students at 18 colleges with access to Internet 2. Executives claim students use the supervast internet to illegally distribute music and copy DVDs. It appears silicone breast implants will remain banned in the United States. A federal advisory panel voted today that the implants are not safe enough for American consumers. The Food and Drug Administration will take the panel's findings into consideration as they also prepare to discuss lifting the ban on silicone implants.
A city in Wisconsin has passed a controversial plan allowing hunters to shoot and kill wild cats. People in Madison packed a meeting last night where the vote was taken. The majority voted to allow the state to classify free-roaming cats as an unprotected species, allowing hunters to shoot and kill them at will. The measure still faces several hurdles before it can become law. Critics say the plan is cruel and will not reduce the population of feral cats in the state.
A bit of a cool down for us tomorrow, then it's going to turn right around and warm up again.
Back and forth, back and forth. Jason Lane is going to sort it out with the Valley's most accurate forecasts. Coming up.
Tonight at 5 on To Your Health.
Want to stop spreading germs in your home? Wash your hands. KSEE 24 shows you the new evidence proving a parent's advice may be the best.
To Your Health, tonight on KSEE 24 News at 5.
Attention, clean up in aisle 4, please. Yeah, I'm here for the $1 pickles. I'm sorry, we just sold that jar. But we got some real nice $5 pickles right over here.
If everyone acted like most car dealers, it wouldn't make much sense. Lithia Hyundai of Fresno. You can always count on promo pricing with America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000 miles. A great selection of new vehicles loaded with the options you want at a low hassle-free promo price, and there's always plenty in stock to choose from. Promo pricing at Lithia Hyundai of Fresno.
Well, if you've just joined us, player has 18 and the dealer is showing king. Ooh, bold move. Nice hit, though. And he did it! He did it! Take a bow, sir! Take a bow! You truly are the king of blackjack!
Player wins $5.
Chuck Chancey Gold. It'll have a big effect on you. Chuck Chancey Gold Casino, where big things happen. Highway 41 north of Fresno.
And more on the breaking news in Northwest Fresno. Fire crews on the scene of a huge house fire. This is our live pictures that you're looking at of the house fire near Faulkner and Sierra. The house has been destroyed. Fire crews say they believe an 80-year-old woman was home when the fire broke out, but they say they think she might have escaped the flames. We will have more on this story tomorrow morning on KSEE Sunrise.
And Jason Laney now has our most accurate forecast. Jason?
All right, around here tonight, it's turning off a little cool, a little breezy out there, but skies are still clear, although a few clouds could come in by morning. We'll start off with our look at radar. This is live Pinpoint Doppler 2400. Of course, this is a live radar view coming from multiple radar sources out there. And while we are picking up a few clouds now just to the south of Coalinga, nothing real extensive there. And for the most part, fair skies continue to be the rule. Exception being up here in Northern California, where we've got a little rain starting to break out just ahead of this particular cold front. And while the cold front continues to push in behind it, the winds are getting brisk and the temperature even cooler out there. So that's what we're watching. Here's where the trough is located right now, and a little wave of energy up to the north of it should keep rain chances only in Northern California. Once you get into the central and southern sections of the state, we're looking A-OK. Today, lovely out there in the temperature department, a little cooler than normal, but nobody's going to argue with 70 degrees and sunshine, although it probably won't be sunny and 70 tomorrow. Skies are clear. We've fallen back to 56 degrees, but at least we are looking at generally haze-free conditions. Pollen counts, though, are very high out there, and that's not expected to change much in the coming days, especially with all the wind kind of adding to the pollen concentrations in the sky out there. 56 degrees in Fresno and Hanford right now. Notice it's cooling off to the north of us. Merced, you're down at 51 right now and continuing to cool off throughout the course of the evening. So get ready for a brisk start to the day tomorrow. But again, Futurecast parks all the thick cloud cover and rain and mountain snows, mind you, up to the north of us. Just a few stray clouds expected to cross the sky around here. As a matter of fact, a few of those could get in towards morning. We'll call it partly cloudy by morning with temperature heading down about 43 degrees. Another partly cloudy forecast for tomorrow. A little windy at times. Winds northwest 10 up to 20 miles per hour. And a few degrees cooler than today, coming in only mid-60s. Back at 70 come Thursday, and looks like we'll be right around 80 degrees, give or take a degree, as we roll into our sun-filled weekend.
It's looking pretty good, but you know, we're actually getting a kind of a transition between winter and summer.
Yes, we are. You need the jackets first thing in the morning, but then you're great in the afternoon.
Very good, Jason. Thank you. Still to come, is Steve Cleveland ready to begin adding his coaching staff at Fresno State?
And find out what caused fireworks to fly at a soccer game in Italy. Sports is next.
Zapping unwanted hair, the latest on laser hair removal this week on MedWatch, Sunday night at 6:30.
The new 2006 all-wheel drive GS. The next phenomenon from Lexus.
At Fresno Lexus.
At PG&E, we're helping schools use solar power so they can spend fewer resources on energy and more on educating our future. Another way the people of PG&E are planning for the future of California's energy.
Steve Cleveland and Vance Wahlberg had a meeting of the minds. Tonight, the two coaches met for close to 3 hours to discuss the possibility of Wahlberg joining the Bulldogs as an assistant. Wahlberg was first contacted by Coach Cleveland on Sunday. Now, he says he's open to the idea, but they're still discussing each other's philosophy. The two coaches plan to talk again on Wednesday. Last season, Wahlberg guided Fresno City to a state title and a perfect 34-0 record. Now, Coach Cleveland has already added one member to his staff. Sinkyu Carey says he's been hired as an assistant coach. Carey was in his first year with Portland State. He graduated from New Mexico in 2004, where he spent one season as a graduate assistant. Carey is originally from East Palo Alto, California. Well, now to baseball. The largest regular season crowd in the history of Dodger Stadium witnessed a giant collapse in LA's home opener against San Francisco. 55,892 fans were on hand to watch former Bulldog Jeff Weaver get roughed up in the first inning. Michael Tucker singles to right. That plates Marquise Grissom. The Giants scored 5 runs in the first. Now we move to the fourth. Former Grizzly Pedro Feliz hits the deep 3 ball. And watch the fan. He doesn't want the souvenir. He must be a Dodger fan. He throws it back. Now, Weaver was pulled after getting tagged for 11 hits and 8 earned runs in 3 innings. Now, despite his poor pitching, the Giants would give it away in the ninth. Bases loaded. Armando Benitez, that's ball 4 to Jeff Kent. That forces in a run, making it 8-6 Giants. Then Milton Bradley steps to the plate. He singles to left. Former Grizzly Jason Ellison, ole! Oh, he misses the ball. All 3 runners score. That's your ball game. The Dodgers rally to beat the Giants 9-8. In Oakland, the A's and Toronto. Eric Chavez going bird hunting. Look out in the bullpen. Everybody's okay. Bottom 2, Nick Swisher will step up and double to center. Rubio Durazo and Scott Hatterberg score, giving Oakland an early 2-0 lead. But the Jays would come back to answer in the fourth. Eric Hinsky goes on a power trip. He belts a 3-run homer. The Blue Jays beat the A's. Final score 5-2. Back here in Fresno, the Grizzlies were on the prowl this afternoon against Portland. Bottom 5, Mark Cervanek singles back up the box. Brian Delamore, whack. What was that? That was a crazy slide there. He touches the home plate. He's safe. It's 6-1 Grizzlies. Then in the 7th, Adam Shabala slaps a single through the hole at short. 2-run score. The Grizzlies banged out 17 hits. Fresno clobbers Portland 13-3. Finally, tempers flared during a soccer game in Milan, Italy. Fans were upset when a goal was disallowed because of a foul. Now, some of the angry fans started throwing flares onto the field. One of the flares hit the goalkeeper on the shoulder. The game was halted for 15 minutes. Now, the Champion League quarterfinal game was eventually called after a second flare-up, pardon the pun. Milan was leading 1-0, and they were awarded the victory in the match, so they advanced to the semifinals. Of course, the governing body of soccer in Europe is still looking at the game and deciding what to do about the incident.
Yeah,
some angry fans not happy.
They can get a little violent there.
I'm sure they're going to start checking for flares now, so that doesn't happen again.
I think they should.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Sure. Well, if gas prices have you down, listen up.
How one woman is giving up on gas and is hoofing it instead.
Coming up next on The Tonight Show, Jay Leno welcomes special guest Pamela Anderson, political commentator Tim Russert, and musical guest Il DeVoe. That's coming up in less than a minute right here on NBC KC24. And finally tonight, one woman is beating high gas prices by trading horsepower for mule power.
Dee Dee Beavers is trading radial tires in for carriage tires and a horn for a strap of brass jingle bells. Beavers and her husband own 6 mules and 2 horses, and they also restore old carriages for a living. So now she uses her mule and cart to take care of daily tasks like delivering packages to the post office and selling eggs from her chickens. She says her work truck is sitting at home on empty. Can you see us driving down Freeway 41?
No, I really can't, to be quite honest with you.
We'll
see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
You're watching